just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you quit playing. Won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, boo. See, I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet, and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be alive, I say I did it. That shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you quit playing. Won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Lady, you so far ahead of these others, just like a ship on the horizon. Picking up on your vibe, signal stronger than Verizon. All the thoughts that I've been contemplating, ain't no time for faking or debating. You the one, ain't no mistaking. Look, I see your swag different. Always carry yourself like you ready, you on a mission. I had to know you, I'm Kim. I can see why you timid. Hold up now, baby, listen. Just take that dance with me, I can show you that there's a difference. I'm locked in. I throw away my playaways because you pop in. A shooter always shoot a shot. With you by my side, I guarantee we'll reach the top. I put that on God and them, I give you all that I got. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby, listen, I'm just saying. We can rule the world, just me and you, if you quit playing. Won't you take the chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk, yeah. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me.
Welcome. All right. All right. I don't know why I asked if everybody can hear me. It's not like they can answer me right out loud. But anyways, welcome to another fantastic episode of Behind Them Sticks with your boy Ham Solo 05 Gaming. I got my guest here with me today, Doom Cutie. Yes, we are a little bit late, but it is also super early in the morning for her right now.
It is definitely not. It's not late for me, like at all. Like not even a little.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like 4 o'clock my time, but it's like 5 a.m. over there for her right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We're here. We made it. I'm happy. So hello, Dude and Cutie. Good morning.
Hi.
How is your day so far?
Well, my day so far, pretty not. Look, I'm not a person who likes to be late, so I'm not happy. But I am happy to be here. So.
Okay. Well, you know, it is what it is. We can get past that. It ain't no thing. But please let everybody know, because I always say first and foremost, like, what gaming and social media platforms are you on so people can reach out to you, maybe holler at you about gaming, because I know you like to do like Halo nights and stuff like that sometimes within the communities and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave that to you and have you go on ahead and just, list off the things that you're that you're on and whatnot.
Well, predominantly, I'm mostly in. If you want to message me or ask me a question, my DMs on Twitter are open, and I stream on Twitch 3 times a week, and then I'm also on a podcast on Xbox Infinite, either Biscuit, Jedi Knight Pete, and Infinite Umbra. and that's it's every Saturday for me, a Saturday morning, but it's Friday night, Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, and you can ask questions on there. You can ask questions of the panel. Yeah, it's pretty chill, and yeah, that's where we organize our community game nights from, and you can just jump in. You can just jump into one of those.
Good stuff. All right, well, now I have to ask you this because I got asked this by a friend of mine when I said that I was having you on the show. He was like, does she play Doom? Because he is a huge Doom fan and whatnot. He's like, does she play Doom? Why is her name that? So please give an explanation if you can for why you came up with DOOMCUTIE.
I get that question a lot, and Doom is actually the first game that I ever played on computer. Like it was Doom. It was on like multiple floppy disks. I played it on this like Frankenstein like computer, like that just was built from all these like different parts that were salvaged, and yeah, I have some pretty good memories from playing that. But in regards to the newer ones, they're very fast paced for me, and it does take me I'm not that good at first person shooters. I've been getting better, but yeah, I do own both the newer Dooms, but I just haven't gotten into playing them yet.
Okay, so you like the classic Dooms. Those are a little bit more your pace compared to the newer Dooms there, because they are fast.
I haven't even put it in like the disc into my console.
Oh,
so
okay.
But I've seen so many people play it. But that's not really where I got my name from. And I remember someone actually said to me, anyone who doesn't think you're a cutie will face your doom. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can get down with that.
So you got your name from kind of a saying as well.
No. I found like the catchiest names that I found had like opposing sort of ideas. So an adjective and then like a verb, I guess. And yeah, I thought, I don't know, I just put those two together.
All right, well, there you have it. That's how she got her name. She just put a few words that sounded pretty cool together, got some thoughts and ideas from other people when they were talking about it, and she played Doom when she was younger and whatnot on a Frankenstein computer. Gotcha. So
I don't know why I call it that. I like lots of different games. Like I'll get down with a cozy game, but at the same time, like, I can shoot you in the face. That's fine.
I got you.
I'll kick your butt with vodka. That's fine.
Speaking of, kicking, shooting people in the face and doing all that kind of stuff. Like, what have you been playing as of lately? Have you been shooting people in the face, recently at all?
Actually, last night I streamed The Sims 4. So. Oh yeah. Cozy game. And then before that, I was shooting people in the face. Well, not people necessarily. But I streamed Gears of War.
And you did that with Risk It, didn't you? Yeah, because I seen some of that Twitch stream and whatnot, because it was like saved within your thing, and of course I got to do my research and look up on people and see what they're up to and stuff like that. So that was really cool. That's really cool seeing you going through. Is it your first time going through that game?
It is. Because Risk It was just like, oh, my back is like, this is iconic. You just can't. I can't even have you on the podcast without you play. No, joking. But look, I've always wanted to go through it, and he was like, you know what, we can do it together. And I was like, let's go. And he's like, do you want to stream it? I'm like, okay. So we just, but we haven't played too much of it at this point. So hopefully we'll get into a more regular schedule soon.
All right, so I just want to shout out the chat real quick. I appreciate you guys for coming out, even though, the time was a little, messy and whatnot. But I appreciate you guys. Stank Ma, Fark You, Too Big, Sensei was here a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if he's still around or whatnot, but I appreciate y'all in this chat for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share it out if you can. That would be fantastic. And let's go on ahead and continue to get into this stuff. So you've been playing The Sims, you've been playing Gears, you've been getting into that.
Totally.
Is there any other games?
Forza Horizon 5, obviously. That is, and you're going to ask me this later, but I can answer it now. But that is my favorite game at the moment.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. All right.
The people who play with me on the regular will know that about me.
Okay, fantastic. So we'll table that for right now, and then we'll get into a question that I usually ask before in the green room, but we didn't have too much time for that today. But what was your first console that you ever had? Like not PC, like actual console that you had to plug into the TV and whatnot.
Well, it was actually a PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2?
We actually, yeah. So I wasn't particularly well off as a child, and it wasn't until I could work part-time that I was able to get those kind of things. And I remember lots of my friends had a console. My neighbor, in fact, next door neighbor, he was like a really popular guy in school, but he had an Xbox when it first came out, and he always used to play Halo. And sometimes I could play it with him if I watched him for like hours. But yeah, and then if there was ever a game that I wanted to play, I used to go to the video store and I used to rent it. And then I used to see who had the right console, and yeah, it wasn't until PS2 that I was able to play.
All right, and then let me go on ahead and ask, I'm kind of curious, what were your rental services back then?
Blockbuster.
You had a Blockbuster out there then?
I think we had Easy DVD as well, actually. But I remember Blockbuster the most.
Love Blockbuster. That was the spot to get the stuff.
No.
That's where I learned to just look at games. I'd grab a game off, and just read the back of it. And I know the game now. I think this is good enough. Let's rent it. And you have it for 5 days, got to return it. I usually got a late fee because I'd always want to try to beat the games and stuff like that. So it was what it was.
Too short.
Yeah, those rental times were too damn short. Definitely wanted those to be longer, but it is what it is. And now they're not even around anymore. And our new rental service now seems to be like Game Pass and stuff like that. A lot cheaper than it was renting games back then, for sure.
Well, definitely. Well, there's less risk. It's not a physical item.
Right. You didn't have to worry about scratching it or messing it up and returning.
There was nothing worse if you got a scratched game. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Turning around and going back to the store, not a good thing. That unlocked a feeling of annoyance. A really deep feeling of annoyance. A feeling of annoyance that I'd never felt in a long time. Oh, I'm sorry I did that to you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, moving on. So what kind of games did you end up having for your PS2 when you started playing that?
Oh gosh. Gran Turismo.
Ooh, yes.
I think it's Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yes.
Came out on
yes,
PS2.
Ma'am.
I played the heck out of that. Some other games. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank because I don't actually have them in my collection anymore.
Well, those are pretty iconic ones. I mean, A-Spec was a big deal when that came out. I believe that's what GT or Gran Turismo 3 was called. Then was A-Spec, and then
A-Spec,
and then GTA 3. I mean that didn't leave the console for a long time after that got put in. You know what I mean?
It was amazing.
It was fantastic.
I think Vice came out on that one as well.
Yes, or it was 3, Vice City and San Andreas all came out.
San Andreas. Yeah, so I played all
PS2.
3 on there. And then I played the heck out of SingStar. And then I figured out how to actually beat the game in every single song. Did you have SingStar? I don't know.
No, not that I know.
It's like karaoke for PlayStation.
I mean, if we did, that went right over my head. I was not trying to sing no songs or do any of that jazz. I was just there to hold the controller and try to beat games. I wasn't singing in no mics.
What was I? I don't even know how old I was. Maybe 13, maybe? Something like that. So yeah, I was a teenage girl. Sorry, my headphones are about to die.
DOOMCUTIE's going through the struggle right now.
Oh, I know this morning. Gosh. Goodness me.
Oh, man. All right. Well, so PlayStation 2 was your like entrance into the console world and whatnot.
Yes.
And you said your next door neighbor had Xbox, played a crap ton of Halo. Did you play? Did you? Is that where you? I'm guessing that's where you first started playing on the Xbox. Did you have like an attraction for either one at that time, or were you just like, no, these are just games. This is cool.
No, I didn't feel a draw to either one. We did end up with someone's old 360 at one point, but I think that wasn't until, gosh, I would have been 15, and gaming was not cool for a 15-year-old girl, apparently.
No.
So I didn't play it. My 2 younger brothers did, but I didn't. So I took a break, I guess, from all that. Going to school, doing my work, trying to fit in socially, I guess. Probably wasn't really like it was there, but it wasn't at the forefront of my mind. Okay,
so I'm guessing, did you get the 360 like after the PS? Or I mean, obviously you got it after the PS2.
Never had the PS3 ever.
Okay, so you switched over to Xbox then at that point.
Yep.
Okay, but you said you didn't really play that much of the 360 during that time because, you know, it wasn't cool, wasn't, you know, your thing at the time. You took a break. When did you find yourself coming back into gaming? Because you already explained why you kind of stopped doing it for a little while. What made you come back into it?
Honestly, I was actually with a guy, and he played World of Warcraft. You know, he was like,
Lord.
And I was like, I don't know. Like, I looked at it and I was like, oh, really?
You started dating a warrior.
Paladin. And I don't know. I gave it a go. I was in a really dark time of my life, actually, and yeah, I thought it was a great way to meet people, and and I liked it, and that's what sort of sparked this journey for me.
Gotcha. Okay, so what time period or what like gaming, like what generation was that when you started to kind of come back? Because I mean, obviously World of Warcraft's, that's PC gaming.
Oh, you want to know what? Okay, that's PS4. That's PS4. Yeah.
Okay, so that was during the PS4 era that you started to kind of inch your way back into it a little bit. What was the first game that really caught your eyes to come back into gaming and make it, you know, your thing? There had to be a game to do that. There always is, like, the game that kind of, you know, gets you into it.
Okay, I don't know, because when I got fully back
when I got fully back into it, it was actually, I have 2 kids, and it was actually after I had kids, and once I started working, I had all this I had more disposable income.
Okay.
Like, I was always like interested in stuff, but nothing. It was not one game. There was not one game that I was like, hey, that'll bring me back to gaming. If I hadn't been into gaming up until now, the game would have been Hogwarts Legacy. That's the game that would have brought me back.
Wow.
But because I have you not seen my tattoos, Sam?
No, I have not.
What? Really?
No.
Well, I have almost a third sleeve, a Harry Potter sleeve. So yeah, we get down with that.
So big Harry Potter fan, huge Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, moving forward, so like, was the PS4 something that you had, like that you ended up getting, or were you using the Xbox One during that time?
Yeah, I had an Xbox One and Xbox and PS4.
Oh, you had both of them.
Yep.
And now this is maybe a difficult question, but do you remember what games that you had for those? That wasn't that long ago, girl. It was. This is just last generation.
I know, but tell you what, like, I didn't realize I was gonna get like grilled. Like, what game did you play here? What game did you play here? Oh gosh, GTA 5.
Okay.
Obviously a big one. I didn't play many because I was in uni full time. And I didn't know as much about the space as I do now. Like, over the last 2 years, I've learned more than I ever knew before. So, and I've tried more things now than I ever have before, because I don't know, like I said, like, I came out of a really dark time in my life, and I wasn't trying to like dive deep into the community. Like, I pretty much only just joined Twitter. Like, only started streaming about 5 months ago. So
Okay.
it's I'm still quite new, I guess.
Me too. So don't be shy about it. I'm pretty new to this whole YouTube and constantly keeping up with stuff on Twitter and all that stuff. So I mean, I completely get it. I'm not new to gaming at all, but I'm definitely new to like having a platform to be able to speak my mind with other like individuals, and obviously a lot of unlike individuals as well. So
Yeah.
you know how that is.
I get like, you know what, it was GTA. I've played a lot of GTA.
You are a GTA girl, looks like. You played the Vice City 3, you messing around with 5 on probably multiple generations.
I played GTA 1 top down on a PC, like when it first came out.
Let him know. That was that was something else. That experience was definitely something else, because you had like oil slicks and stuff like that you could throw on the ground when you're playing that game. The people are these like little like ant looking things,
like little legs.
Yep. And then you had like the garages that had like different things that you could get when you went into each different garage, which was pretty cool. So like you could fix your car in one, get like ammunition and stuff for your car. You could like shoot out of your car like you're playing freaking Spy Hunter. Yeah. So that was something else.
Come a long way. Like, I know people give GTA 5 a lot of hate because they literally redid it like 3 times. And then, you know, the remastered versions of San Andreas, Vice City, and that it just didn't hit the mark for some people.
No, it didn't hit the mark for me, at least.
And yeah, like I tried to play it and I was like, it didn't feel like there were things missing. There were things missing that they really could have done. Like, we've seen, I think I saw recently there was a tweet of this guy, and he remastered San Andreas himself.
Wow. Yikes. That doesn't sound good for Rockstar.
No, I think it was just the video. Like it looks so much better. So yeah. But like I said, it wasn't until after I had like more like free time, and that's when I was more trying to figure out what I liked and what games I wanted to play.
Okay. So now let's go to this current generation. So now, I mean, I'm sure you're playing on whatever you can get your hands on. You got PC now, obviously. You got which Xbox?
Xbox One X. Oh no, Xbox S Series X. Sorry.
Xbox Series X. And do you have a PlayStation?
PS5. Yeah.
Oh, and you got a PS5. So you're rocking with everything.
Hold up. You can see the boxes up there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't even looking.
Yeah, that's the newest edition. But that's my God of War machine. So.
Your God of War machine, Lord, oh Lord. So you are super duper excited for this coming November, then?
Yeah, I'm excited for the next one. But I, you know what? I'm gonna expose myself here because for some reason, and well, I kind of know the reason, but the reason why I wanted a PS5 so bad was because of I thought Hogwarts Legacy was only coming out on PlayStation.
Really?
And if I obviously didn't do too much digging, or there wasn't enough information released at the time when I pre-ordered one. But honestly, they showed it, the first ever game footage was on the State of Play. So
yeah.
I was just like, look, I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, that's why I got a PS5.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did the same thing with certain games too, like Callisto Protocol. I thought that was like PlayStation. Like the way they marketed that made that look like it was just PlayStation. So if we think this stuff, and we're looking at Twitter and stuff like that, like all the time and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, dare I even say the Activision Blizzard thing with Call of Duty then, with your, your super casuals, the people that aren't on Twitter, the people that aren't on this stuff.
They're gonna be like, oh, they're taking Call of Duty away from everything and it's just going to Xbox.
Yep.
I better buy an Xbox.
Better buy an Xbox. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And I mean, it is what it is. It's really just genius marketing and just knowing where to be at what time and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, that's where I got to leave off with that. But fantastic start, and that is pretty much the end of that question. But I kind of want to sum up a little bit of why gaming is just so important to DOOMCUTIE.
Honestly, at the moment, I live in a small country town. And to be honest, there isn't much to do. And well, unless you like to play lots of sport and drink, those are your two sort of bigger outlets if you're not a child. And
I live in Iowa, so I get it.
And I just haven't found my place in my hometown, and because of the job that I have, I feel like I can't fully open up to people in the community because everyone talks about everyone. Mm-hmm. So I guess I love the community, and that's probably the reason why I feel more drawn to Xbox, is because the community surrounding that is so much more prevalent than it is within Sony's PlayStation community. And having the opportunity to jump into someone else's life, to do a little story that a person spent hours and hours and hours, a team of people spent hours and hours, their blood, sweat and tears, all their passion, just so we could be entertained for a little while. I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger.
Yeah, that's a lovely way to put it. I like that, but let me move over to the chat real quick and just kind of read off some of their comments and whatnot. Glorious Kev says PS2 is a good choice. So he's just saying, he was applauding your first console right then and there.
I feel like it was the most popular at the time.
It was. It flat out was, and the numbers show. I mean, the numbers 100% show. Stankma also said Blockbuster had a great selection of games, and yes, they did. I mean, it was fantastic. But yeah, digital ended up killing Blockbuster after a while. So no more Blockbuster. And he also said GTA 3 changed everything, which I 100% agree with. How many games became like open world after that game? It's not that they invented open world, and it's just like, you know, what people say about like, you know, like some of the things that Xbox is coming out with, like the streaming and stuff like that. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, PlayStation did that already, but it's like, how are you bringing it forth? Like, how is the people perceiving it? And like Grand Theft Auto 3, like I said, they didn't like invent open world, but they did it in such a great way that it was like, man, this is addictive. And it was more than just it was more than just the story about the game. It was just strictly the gameplay as well. I mean, half the time people came over to play your game, they came over just to shoot crap, you know, run around, you know, get 6 stars and try to survive. It had nothing to do with the story. Nobody cared about the story when they came over your house to play your game. They just wanted to cause havoc, which that game allowed you to do.
It's always been a good mix, GTA. The characters themselves have always had stories, but then it's also been like, you know what? If you don't feel like following my story, just go do whatever you want.
Absolutely. Fark U says, loved my PS2, still play it now. Now from time to time. Found an adapter called Blue Retro that lets you use controllers from PS3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One Series, Wii, Switch, 8-bit do wireless controllers on the PlayStation 2. So that's pretty damn cool. Fark you, if you're still here, I would like you, because I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter or whatnot. But if I don't, you need to hook me up with that website where you can get that, because I would love to like PS2, maybe. But like for my Sega Dreamcast, I would love to have like a wireless controller for that thing, or to be able to use a different controller, because that would be fantastic. Yeah, seriously, game changing. And let me just read a couple more. Mr. Inferno says you're a wizard. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or somebody else in there, but I'm guessing he's talking about you, because Harry Potter and all that stuff.
Oh gosh, I am a little bit sad that Hogwarts Legacy isn't going to be open world or multiplayer. It's a single player game in the world and reacting with the world. But hopefully they have photo mode. If they have photo mode, I'll be down. I'll be happy.
If they have a photo mode. I wonder how great Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart would have been without photo mode. Like if they would have stripped that out of there. I swear that was like a third of the game for me, was just photo mode, because it was just such a beautifully done game. Fantastic.
I know, you can't help yourself.
Oh Lord, what else are they saying about oh my goodness, Fark you. He says, you're a wizard, Harry. Love the film, had no interest. No interest going to Warner Brothers Studios just outside of London. A friend invited me, and if you're a Harry Potter fan, it's a must visit. Highly recommended.
Oh, bucket list. Definite bucket list. Bucket list material. Let's go.
And then last but not least, Stankman says, God of War machine. I'm crying.
Look, don't get it twisted. I'm not into console warring. I don't think one is better than the other. But for me and myself, my preference in buying games is on Xbox, not PlayStation.
Well, just to give you a heads up, Stan Kamal loves gaming as well. He's not like big into one or the other. I think his preferred one might be PlayStation. No, actually, I think it is PlayStation. But he just recently purchased a Series X, and he's been saying to me like I can't believe all these people told me Game Pass sucked. This thing is freaking awesome. like he's been loving it. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's a good deal. Gives you lots of games, and I mean, I'm not here to promote it or whatnot, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Just go look at it. Yeah. It's pretty nice. But anyways, let's move on. Because I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to keep this, moving forward. So, I wanted to ask you about this new news that's came out as of, recently about like Grand Theft Auto. Since, we've been talking about Grand Theft Auto on here quite a while. I'm wondering if a game like Grand Theft Auto makes you feel like objectified at all as a woman. Because they come out with these statements saying, we're gonna like, tone it down or something like that because of how inappropriate some things are and whatnot. I'm sure you heard all about it, but I want to hear what your take is, just as a woman.
We actually talked about this on the podcast when news released that the next protagonist for like GTA 6 is rumored to be a Latina female, and what that means. And we actually had a female dev on the show as well, and we both sort of chimed in. But I will say that anyone who takes Grand Theft Auto 2 seriously should get a life. That's for starters. The concepts within GTA are very much along the lines of, I guess, I don't really have any other example outside of maybe South Park. Sort of very satirical, very outlandish.
Like it's fake when you're looking at it. You're just
you know that they're not taking themselves too seriously. I did mention though that this game is marketed at young, or I'm assuming here, but most of the time it's young teenage males. And when they're playing these games, they're introduced to quite a lot of adult concepts, especially once they reach the online space. And I think that can have an impression. But I also think that a game with an MA or R rating, I'm not sure how the rating systems work in the US, but anything that requires 15 years and over, like by the law, it really should be monitored by parents. And that is the only time when I feel like the representation of women actually does make an impact, is when kids are spending a lot of time in these worlds thinking that it's okay to say XYZ to women, or treat the sex workers in GTA in particular ways. And that's when I have an issue with it, because a fully grown man like yourself, mostly fully developed brain,
I'm still a kid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like you can step into that game. You can step into that game. You have the maturity to step into the game and then step back out of it and know that you can't bring those same behaviors out of that game. And
spit.
And that's it. Yeah. So that's the only time where I think that women are given a disservice, is with young, impressionable people. And I think that parents should be watching what their kids are doing, and making sure that there's time limits on that, and having conversations around these concepts.
Oh my goodness. My buddy that asked me about you with Doom is in the chat, and the first thing he says, I am here. Does she like Doom? That's the first thing he said.
I love the
respond to him.
original Doom. I love the original Doom, but I haven't gotten into the newer Dooms because they look very scary and very fast paced, and I'm not that great at first person shooters like that. So I'm trying to get my confidence up to play it, to be honest.
Gotcha. Oh man. So
that's my answer.
So his name is he goes by Hard Days Mike on Twitter, and he is an absolute savage at Doom, like in the top 20 in the world at the game.
Maybe he can give me some pointers.
I think he'd be glad to, because he's one of those guys that really look for like to be an accessible piece to getting people into playing that game, because he loves the game so much. Like, he'll literally like tell you how to go through something or how to start to play. And one of his main things that I really respect about Mike is that he says, like, don't be scared to like play it on the easiest level, because like he like he would tell me like you got to start somewhere, and he himself said that he had to start on lower levels of difficulty and then slowly progress himself up to it once you kind of get the mechanics and fundamentals of the game and stuff like that. So if you are actually looking to get into that kind of stuff, holler at me or holler at him, and I will holler at me and I will, like, you know, let you know where to find him, or just holler at him directly, because he's very open and he's willing to like he gets hyped when people want to play Doom and stuff like that. So definitely holler at him. He'll give you some dope pointers. And like I said, he's like one of the best in the freaking world at it. So very good resource right there for you, if you'd like. He put a sad face though, because you said that was too scary and too rough at first. But this is your chance, Mike, to just let it be known that you are there to help. You are there to push the game forwards and whatnot, because he is an id Software just fanatic.
Okay.
But anyways, moving forward. Very good answer, by the way, for the whole GTA and you know woman thing. And
look, I don't think they should stop making these games.
No,
but I think they're becoming increasingly aware of their responsibility in educating young people about society. And it's cool to be this is gonna sound weird coming from me, but I don't know. Kids are like, yeah, it's cool to be a thug, they're just not caring,
of course.
So yeah, I think I hope that it doesn't reach a point where it ruins the entertainment of the game. But
no doubt.
There's always a space for that kind of pushing the boundaries between being satirical and representing reality, because we think when we see something, oh yeah, there's humans that in a world that looks like our world, our brain is like, oh, is this real? But Saints Row does the same thing. Saints Row is a game. They're similar in the sense that they're set in this world, but you can be anything. You can be anything in Saints Row. So, but they're both wacky, and they both got their outlandish things.
No doubt,
So
they
I hope
really
they don't get rid
do.
of that.
Yeah, and Saints Row went a completely different direction from where they first started.
Yeah.
GTA's kind of always been like kind of the same feeling, setting, kind of vibe. Even they've even reused the same cities and whatnot. Like, how many times have we been in New York and Los Santos and stuff like that already? Enough time so far, but I mean, they somehow make it more fun each time, which is really interesting. But anyways, what's up? Dragonheart Yobi in the chat. Also, Mr. Chivalry, really good to see you. Gaming Forte stopped through. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. But let's keep it moving with the next question. So I asked you about GTA, but now I'm kind of curious, like, as a woman, what infuriates you about the gaming community now?
as a female.
Yeah, just as that. Because I have a similar question later that's just like outright.
I think not many things get to me as much as probably people think, because I am a woman. Honestly, I feel like I do have to prove myself a little bit more as a, like, for example, last night I put up a tweet of my new controller holders, and someone commented on there, some people like to play controllers and others play games.
Oh, Lord.
Now, this person doesn't follow me. They maybe have 8 followers or something. So then, I mean, I don't know. It could be a soccer account. I don't know. And I get that all the time. And I remember I actually called someone out about it. They were like, because I posted a picture of myself holding a controller, and they were like, do you even, like, why are you posting that? And I was like, well, I collect them. I have quite a few. And they're like, where? So I went through, and it took me 15 minutes, I think, to like scroll through all of my photos, and I tagged that person in every single one. And I was like, this is my collection. And he's like, oh, okay then. And he backed out. And I was like, why? Why do I have to do that? Would you say that to a guy? No, you wouldn't. So it's little things like that, little jabs, little things that, you know, people trying to like burst my bubble, like trying to bring me down, and I hate it.
So you would say, like, on like the proving yourself part is like one of the more frustrating things within that.
Yeah, it's like, if I don't play X game, I'm not a gamer. If I haven't put this many hours into something, I'm not a gamer. If I don't own this console or this game, or the gamer score or trophies aren't a certain level, then I'm not a gamer. But if you play a game, you're a gamer.
It's not hard to understand, right? It's not that hard.
Yeah, and I've never claimed to be an expert on things. I'm just sharing my passions and sharing my experiences. And I don't know why anyone should hate on that. I've only ever been, as far as I can see, a source of positivity in the community, and I will continue to do that despite at me. I will never like give it back to them, because that's what they want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, fantastic answer for that one. So now I kind of am curious about like what would be, so because you started playing since the PS2 to now, what would be like a memorable moment within gaming that like sticks with you forever?
I think it was on the PS2 actually, and we first got Grand Theft Auto 3. And I think my stepdad actually bought it for him, but I ended up playing it with my little brother. But my neighbor, who I had a big fat crush on, actually came over to my house for the first time to play that game. And I just, that memory, like I don't think we even had a couch. I have a picture of it in my head. We were just sitting on the floor, console on the floor. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Playing on the floor, like, and a TV, like on something that's not very high. Yeah, and just he was so surprised that a girl liked to play this game. And
yeah, you're just sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce. You just doing your damn thing.
Yeah, and I think that was really good. And probably outside of that, probably raiding in World of Warcraft, there's actually nothing like it. Spending 4 or 5 hours smacking a boss in the face, just for progression, and having that frustration and working together and strategizing, and I like that too. And lately, I mean, like I've found lots of little groups of people that I'm able to play almost any game with, and it feels really nice. So those are probably my biggest
That last one's just your most recent one. That really means a lot, and it is really cool. I mean, I feel like there is a PlayStation community that is like, you know, good about that, but there's so many single player experiences on PlayStation that
It was actually I was in a space the other day, and they were like, I think the title was PlayStation saved single player games or something. And I was like, okay, yeah, it was obviously quite provocative and trying to like start something, but the space was actually fine when I was in it. And I just said, yes, they may be a dominant company when it comes to single player games. However, at what cost? At what cost? For example, I can't get on my PS5 and find, like, let's say I wanted to play Multiverses, for example, because I got given a code for Multiverses, but I got the PS5 version. I log on. Who's on? Okay, there's a couple of people, but they're all playing all these single player games. I'm not gonna bother them. I've never been invited to a party on PS5 unless I've prearranged it.
Right. Same. It's usually us moving from the Xbox to the PlayStation.
Yeah, right. So, but and yeah, but I feel like that the single player area for them has been very strong. However, it's been at the cost of cultivating their PlayStation community. So that's my point.
I'm really hoping that changes though, because it'd be really nice to use my headset a little bit more and play with, you know, different people would be nice. It'd be nice to play with more than just my Xbox friends on PlayStation. It'd be nice to play with somebody that's like predominantly PlayStation, but as you were saying, most of those people play a lot of single player games. So it's just and like some of the games that aren't single player are like cross-platform games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I don't even need to turn on my PlayStation to do that. And they're adding Discord to PlayStation here soon. It's already partially implemented on Xbox if you're in the you know, the Insider program. Yeah, it's already there for that. So like I'm having even less of a reason to hop on my PS5 to play a multi-plat game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah.
So
interesting. I don't know how to see the chat. I'm trying to see the chat. I can't see the chat. It doesn't matter. Sorry, if you're trying to talk to me, I'm sorry. I cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know how you embed it into Twitter. Look, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It is what it is.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of all the generations that you've witnessed or may have missed out on, which one would you like to go back to and redig it up if you had like the accessibility to the whole library?
Well, I would have loved to have played the Xbox 360. The way that I play my Xbox Series X now. I don't know. I don't know why. I thought it was really uncool. I thought it was uncool to play on there. And I think because my little brothers played on it, I was like, oh, don't want to do the same things that they're doing. So, and I feel, looking back on it, I feel really stupid. But if I could go back, I would go back to there and I would play Gears of War when it first came out.
Gears of War, yeah. I mean, fantastic game. First, you know, from Epic before they gave it to the Coalition. Fantastic game, really cool stories. At least the first 3 were made by Epic and whatnot before they went over. But yeah, fantastic game, really good experience. Jaw-dropping if you were around during that time when it came out.
I feel like it would have brought me back into Maybe I'd be better at first-person shooters if I played it back then.
Maybe. You know, no, I mean, I feel like Gears. I feel like Gears of War. I mean, it is like a third person, like over the shoulder kind of game, and it's very and it runs like the way you fight a lot of that game is through the cover system and whatnot. That cover system is phenomenal. Like every single time, like anytime I play a game that's similar like that, like Outriders or Spec Ops: The Line or something like that, they have a similar they have a similar cover system, but it's never quite as nice as Gears, and that's something that Gears just has to tout and show off. It's really cool.
Yeah, it has its own vibe.
It really does. It really does, and it has some pretty dope characters to go along with.
I know
that
some of their
well.
comments are hilarious.
Oh, within the story?
Yeah, the banter between the characters. I feel like they really did a good job with that.
Oh yeah.
Give it
really
their
funny
personality
dudes.
to life. Yeah.
Yeah, because like some of them are really serious. Some of them are just like, hey, we're going out and we're making some kills. Let's go do this. Let's go rip some fucking heads apart. it's like all right.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the 360 is that console for you to go back,
Yep.
you know, just tear it down and be able to play as many games as you possibly could on it. That's also when gamer score and stuff like that was implemented.
Yeah. Xbox Live as well.
If I wasn't such a funky ass person when I was younger and, you know, naming my profile inappropriately and stuff like that, I'd have a better gamer score than I do now. But
that's even like with myself. So the account that people play with me now, that's not my original Xbox account. So
yeah, I've had like 2 or 3 previous Xbox accounts until I got to the one that I am on now that I play on like every day.
Yeah, but now you can change the name.
Yeah, you can change the name of it now.
You didn't used, or can you get one? I think you get one change.
Yeah, you get. I think it's like 1 a year or something like that, or something. But or else it's like $10 per time you decide to change your name. Yep. Which I have a friend that spent $20 so far changing his name to be something similar to mine, and I thought it was hilarious because he was just trolling me. He's just being a jerk. And then my cousin hopped on the bandwagon and named himself Sham Solo instead of Ham. So yeah, Sham. Wow. So he called himself a fraud from the get-go, I guess. But he's actually the one that gave me the name Ham Solo, so I thought it was funny. It is what it is for him. He gets a pass on that.
Well, I was disappointed because I didn't want all the numbers after my name. And DOOMCUTIE spelt how it's spelt here is not, that wasn't available. And it's someone who hasn't played since the 360 days. And I think they've only played like 3 games. Their gamer score is like 700 or something. But they can't give me that name because all that stuff is like locked into that one person. So
I thought they were supposed to do a purge. I thought they were supposed to do like a purge of names for the for Xbox of like gamer tags and names that haven't been around for so long. They were supposed to purge them off. I'm not sure if that ever happened or not. Somebody in the chat can let me know if you guys even know what I'm talking about. But what is it? Blood Wolf says, hello, DOOMCUTIE. Hello, WS Gaming. How are we doing today? I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm a little bit more awake now than I was at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But no, I'm doing good. Having a good time.
Good. Appreciate that comment, Blood Wolf. Definitely appreciate it. And what's up, Anthony Chipmunk? What is up, brothers? Good to see you here. I always see him in the podcast and the chats, and we're always saying what's up to each other every time. And so let's go on ahead and keep it moving, though. So now I'm going to go over to the content creation side of, what you've done and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I want you to tell me like what actually drew you into it in the first place to become a content creator.
It's always been wanting to feel connected to the community. And I wasn't originally a gaming content creator. When I had very small children, I actually did content creation in regards to them. So I actually worked with businesses with their toys, with their clothing, that kind of thing. I used to take a lot of photos for companies or handmade companies. And so, and then once I started working full time and just sort of like in my own space, I was like, oh, kids going to school, I'm not with the kids as much. I still want to do this. I still want to be creative. And so I was like, you know what? I have a whole bunch of collected like stuff and I want to add to it. Why not show that off? So, and that originally was in Instagram. So that's where I went. That's where I was first, because that's where I felt the most comfortable. And then, it just sort of grew into this. Oh, so people stream. Oh, people are on Twitter, people are on YouTube, people are on Facebook gaming, like all these different things. And it took me a while. It actually took me one particular person who actually recovered from an illness and came back, and he was really worried about coming back to streaming, and he still does it. And I was just like, you know what, if he can do it, why can't I?
There you go.
Yeah, and anyone out there who is he's looking and being like, oh, can I do that? Can I do this? Oh, I'm not the best looking, or oh, I don't have the best stuff, or stuff like that. All of that will come in like, don't even worry about it. That kind of stuff will come in time. And you know what? It's all your personality, and it will shine through. And I think being like I said, being able to be a part of a community and have, be encouraging and in an influential way to other gamers and, to other nerds out there. Come and talk to me about D&D. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will hype anybody up. If you're passionate and you love something, you should do it. So yeah, and I love taking pictures. I love photography as well. So, and at the moment, I've just started doing some writing, doing some gaming reviews, doing some press releases. So that's where I can use my brain, my intelligence, my writing skills, things that I got from university. I can put that to good use, and it's actually really awesome that I get to combine all these parts of myself and my life to do something like this.
Okay. Now I'm kind of curious. I'm going to ask you a question about the podcast that you're on every week. What got you into like Risk It for the Biscuits podcasts and stuff like that? Like how did you guys meet, and did you know them beforehand, or did you meet through somebody else, or?
I joined Twitter and Risk It started following me. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I was on a podcast. Gosh, that must have been early April, probably late March, when we met. And I think we had a few messages about, oh, you're in Perth. I'm in Perth as well, because we live in the same state. We live like 3 hours from one another. I've never met him in person, to be honest. Maybe one day. And yeah, he invited me on as a guest, and I was like, podcast? I'd never been on a podcast before. I was like, what? Why? why on earth are you inviting me? And yeah, it was a good time, and I think I've grown a lot since being a guest on Xbox Infinite back in the day. And then he said, yeah, you did really well. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And I think I got into the CG, the community game night chat. I got added to that. So I did a couple of game nights, I think. And yeah, after that, Risket asked me, he said, how would you feel about like being on a podcast full time? And I said, well, I've never really considered it before now. Why? Do you think I should start one? And he was like, no, I want you to be on ours. And I said, really? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, look, give it 3 weeks, see how you go, see how you feel, see how you fit in. And yeah, well, and I was like, oh okay. And then it just went from there. And here we are. How long? About nearly 3 months later.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So that's how you got onto Risket's podcast. How long until you think you felt comfortable actually showing up and like, being loud and lively and stuff like that? How long until you came out of your shell?
Probably a month. Probably a month. And even sometimes now, like some of the parties and things, like especially community game night and things like that, they're quite big groups. And sometimes that can, I don't know, put me back in my shell a little bit. And I think, you don't want to say things that people are going to take out of context as well. So I am mindful of
How are
that.
you saying anything at all then?
Yeah, right.
I mean, anything gets taken out of context, right?
But yeah, probably a month to feel comfortable, I guess. And at the time I was still developing, and I still am developing, my identity within Twitter and within gaming spaces. So, and honestly, reading like gaming news and being up with developers and all that kind of thing, that was not on my radar at all. I was just taking pretty pictures and having a good time. So
the regular social media experience, right?
Yeah. Like I didn't realize people were so passionate about like, oh, this developer, this deal, like all that stuff. And sometimes it's a bit, when it comes up on the podcast, I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, I just, it's not something that I care as much. Care is not the right word, but it's not something I'm informed of as much as them. But I guess I bring other things. I bring other things to the podcast, and I think they appreciate that. And I mean, they wouldn't have asked me to come on if they didn't.
Great, that's pretty cool. Now you have your own channels that you do your stuff on as well. Yep. You even got your own merch and stuff like that as well.
Oh my god!
Which just to let everybody know, her information is in the description below. So so merch, you can find that down there, as well as her like YouTube. You could see like where to find her on Risket for the biscuit stuff. I mean, yeah, I actually got her own Twitch and stuff on there, so you guys can definitely check that stuff out. I am
now about the merch.
Go ahead.
Can we just So
you hit the stop button right there.
I made that mainly for me. Okay, I wanted a jumper with my logo on it, and then I had someone ask me to put one of my Forza screenshots onto a hoodie, and I was like, I mean, yeah, okay. So I made it for them, and that's it. That's the story.
So that's the merch.
And then a couple of people actually asked me for a beanie, which is actually on there, but they haven't purchased it, because it's all sort of like made to order. Like I don't have to the way that this website works, it's actually really good because I don't have to store any of the stuff. It gets made as it's ordered and then shipped out. So it's very low effort, I suppose, for me, because all I have to do is to choose the design, make the design, put it up. So yeah, that's the story. I'm not about the merch. I feel embarrassed about it, to be honest.
Oh, whatever. It is what it is. You gotta make that paper somehow. You gotta just make it
Well,
happen.
you know, if this was about making paper, I would have quit a long time ago.
I mean, but
We're
if
not-
if you can make
we're
a
not
few
at-
extra dollars, just do it, right? It don't hurt.
Yeah, I appreciate all the support that I've received. I've been able to do a few things. It keeps up my certain subscriptions for my computer and things like that. So I really do appreciate, and every little thing helps. But yeah, I'm not out here making bank. I still have a full-time job. I wish I could make bank with this, but maybe one day.
Speaking of making that paper when you can, K Mega has informed me that I need to be more vocal about like my Cash App and stuff like that, which I also put in the in the description below. So if you guys want to support me, help me get a little bit further, help me build more, because I mean, brother needs a new capture card so I can capture some of this.
Me too.
Right, I need a new capture card so I can get like my 360 PS3, PS5, and Series X and Dreamcast. I need to be able to like get that onto a capture card, because the way I have my current capture card only runs with like my Sega Genesis, Sega CD, 32X setup, Saturn, 64, 3DO, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. That's what I use my capture card currently for. I'm not into unwiring and then rewiring and then unwiring again and then rewiring again. Like, I just want to leave my shit alone. So as of now, that's what I'm looking forward to getting to make things even better around here. But I appreciate you guys for being here regardless, whether you want to help out or not. I don't really care, but there's that. K Mega told me that I need to be more vocal about that. So that's me being more vocal about it.
Well, I mean, I have a PayPal, so we don't have
There you
Cash
go.
App in Australia, but you have to PayPal. So if you want to
Yeah,
do
they
that,
got
you can.
PayPal everywhere. That's how I partially fund this TSWS channel with me and Loke7, which is another person that I have that's a regular to our channel. He lives in Africa. He lives in Mozambique,
Wow.
Africa. So he's 8 hours difference from me. When we're about to do our podcast 3 p.m. my time, it's 8 hours, further into the future for him. So it's like super late at night and stuff like that. So yeah, PayPal is very helpful because me and him can, bounce money back and forth as necessary through that. So shout out to PayPal. Y'all are dope. Thank you. And Venmo and y'all,
Yeah.
get your shit together. Figure it out. Y'all need to be international.
Yeah.
All right, so going a little bit further, we got a few more questions yet to go here. I want to know, as a lady that does her own content creation, got your own merch thing and all that stuff. I mean, I know you had your own story about the merch and all that, but I'm just kind of curious.
I had to research it. I had to look it up.
I'm kind of curious. Is it harder or easier or the same to you personally to be able to get views and get a following and stuff like that? Like, I want to know from the opposing sex, what's it like putting your business out on there and putting your gameplay and stuff like that? Do you get a lot of views? Do you get a lot of like discourse? Do you get way too much positivity where it feels like fluffy and not real? Let me know how it is.
Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure 80% of my audience is male on everything.
Okay.
And I wish more ladies watched. I do. The reason for that is because I feel like my male audience, I feel like they have this, I don't know, I just worry that they just see me and they just see me as, oh yeah, that person could be my girlfriend, or they want to take it like, outside of just being normal sometimes. And I do worry that every single viewer that's a male, or any male that supports me, only wants one thing, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
And I've had experiences in the past where it has been quite negative, and I don't think being a female gets you more views. I think it might make you grow a little bit faster in the beginning, but I think that tapers off. And I think because of the attention that women receive, I think a lot of us burn out a lot easier than males do. I think there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way, be a certain way, have certain things, do certain things. But yeah, I would say that's probably the hardest thing about being a female in this space. But I think anyone who is a female in this space, and I've seen actually quite a few women apologizing that they're not on streams, or apologizing that they haven't been making content lately because their personal life, their work, their family, whatever has interfered. And I mean, I don't see many guys out here apologizing. You know what I mean? It's like we have this deep-rooted obligation to please essentially strangers. And people don't know about my real life. They don't know about the ins and outs and the stress and the pressure and, you know, all the positive things that exist outside. I just live in the Twitch, you know. I just live on Twitter. So I think it's difficult for men to see women outside of what, like, their face value, and that things outside of our face value deeply influence us. So if you are a female content creator out there, please be less hard on yourself and just be yourself. It's a journey, and it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to grow, because at the end of the day, anyone who doesn't want to be around for that will eventually be replaced. And yeah, they weren't worth the time anyway. So
no. There's millions of better people out there if you're trying to impress just a couple. I mean, it's not worth it. I mean, just keep pushing on what you're doing. It's more about repetition than it is like a one wow factor of some sort.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And I think a lot of people think I'm younger than I am. So I guess that's a lot of the younger girls. I guess I think there's an assumption about them. There's an assumption that they have other links, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, other content that they create. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I only just found out recently that if you have a link tree, it means you have a spicy account. And I was like, wait, what?
I didn't know that's what that meant, because I have a link tree.
Yeah, because I have a link tree. Ham Solo's. I don't know what the chat's saying.
I mean, if y'all want to pay for that, y'all can. And, I mean, I'm just kidding. I ain't finna start doing that stuff. That's crazy. But let me shout out the chat real quick. We have a few people in here that just joined recently. Bam Bam V3, Silent Cypher, what's good? Good to see you. Matt Likes Games, my brother from another mother. He's a dope dude, has his own YouTube as well, makes fantastic content. He actually featured me in one of his videos not that long ago, which was really cool. He is using a piece from me and Deli, because Deli had an episode with me of Behind Them Sticks as well, and he was talking about, you know, being a developer and, you know, how the Series S is and how, you know, memory is used, because you know about that whole thing with the Series S as of recently. getting more memory or something like that, or unlocking more memory. So he made a little video about that. Super dope video, really good guy. I recommend any of you guys go check him out as well. But we also got Saltiest Gamer that showed up in the chat, as well as Strictly Gaming. Really good to see you guys here. I appreciate you guys supporting my content and whatnot. This is new for me, as in using what's this thing called Restream. So I'm not used to seeing my video so far behind from where I'm actually at in the in the stream. So by the time you guys hear what I'm saying right now, I'm probably on to another subject in real time. So so I appreciate you guys' patience and you guys sticking around and supporting your boy and hanging out with me and DOOMCUTIE here today. So thank you guys so much. But let's go on ahead and keep it moving. What would you say would be like the biggest like misconception about like you as a content creator, or maybe you want to sum it up in women or whatever, but I'm more or less just talking about you in this one. What's like the biggest misconception?
I don't know if people have a misconception about me. I don't know. I guess.
Well, one you said earlier was age.
Well, I guess, okay, yeah, that's true. People think I'm in my mid to like early-ish 20s, but I'm actually 31, so.
Oh, so you're just a little younger than me.
Oh, but I'm like a fully grown woman.
I know, and I'm just a little boy.
What I mean?
I'm just a little boy. So maybe age is one, but what would you say, like, maybe for like content creating females? Like what would you say?
You know, look, I think the biggest misconception is that this is our whole life. And I've said it before, you know, like it's not. It's not. And honestly, we don't get paid enough for it to be our whole life. So yeah, and also the other misconception, and you proved that by your previous question. Do you think I get more views because I'm a female? No, I don't. And that is the misconception, that females are more popular, and they're not. There are so many men who are so successful in this space, and they're men. So okay. Yeah, I think that's another misconception about female game.
Yeah. I mean, that was, you know, my list of questions. I wrote the question. I have, you know, my own thoughts and processes, and you know, I got to ask these questions to a person that actually does it, just so I can get like an honest answer, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Look, consistency is always going to be your friend in regards to like getting views and getting likes and clicks and whatever else. So if you go to a regular streaming schedule that suits you, don't stream longer than you want to. You know, just keep it simple. I mean, it'll develop over time, and that's the biggest thing that I've found. And when you do sometimes drop off, it takes a little while to get back up there, for people to see you, for the algorithm to, you know, put you in people's faces. But you know, you figure it out, and yeah. So, yes, okay. That's a misconception.
Yeah, I mean, I like your answer right there, because it kind of like gives me a more well-rounded thought behind it. So I'm not just like, yeah, maybe this is why, or this is why. No, there's no fucking excuse. Just make your shit and keep going.
Yeah. But look, if the content that you put out is not, you know, prejudiced, racist, inflammatory to a degree, you know, if you're just out there having fun, you know, and no one is getting hurt, like, just do it. Just send it. Just put that video out, put photo out. Show me your stuff. I want to see your collection. I don't care how old and dusty it is. Like, just dust it off and show me. You know, that's what I'm about.
It's not too dusty. It looks pretty good. I've been taking care of my sweeties. I love these things.
Just because your stuff doesn't look how other people's stuff looks like, there's no standard. You are you. You do you.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some people out there that look like they're from the fucking future. They got they got you know, the lights everywhere, the perfect camera and all that stuff. And you see that stuff and this is this is beyond like, you know, my question to you. Like when you see that kind of stuff and you want to get into creating, that is like, that scares you when you see that stuff. You're just like, dude, I could never amount to that. I could never do that. And then
very intimidating.
Yeah, it is. But then you go to that same person's like first few videos and you look at them and you're like, that doesn't look anything like them now. Like like a good example is Austin Evans. He does like super big videos. I'm sure you know who Austin Evans is. Yeah. He's a really cool dude. I mean, I like his content a lot. I think it's really funny. He has a dope crew and whatnot. But if you looked at his earlier episodes, it was just like him, a webcam in a bedroom, just like talking about breakdowns and stuff like that. And it was like really basic. It almost seemed kind of boring, but that's how it starts, right? You got to gain your momentum from something. So it's really nice seeing people set up. Yeah, from the beginning to where they're at now. Even my setup is a lot different than before. Like before I didn't have, like if you actually see like an episode of mine, or if you're like checking it out right now, you see like there's like video of like me playing video games. There's like, you know, the PS5 and Xbox and all this stuff. I didn't have all that stuff on my first videos. My first video was with Matt Likes Games, which I was talking about earlier, and it was just bare shit everywhere. Everything was super bare. It just had his name in the corner, my name in the corner, behind them sticks in another corner, and that was it. Just me and him on video. That was it was super duper basic and boring. But hopefully you guys like my setup now. I just moved here last Friday and got all this stuff set up. It was a pain in the fucking ass, but I like it. My belt looks a little crooked in the background, but I like it. My NWO signature from Scott Hall and Kevin Nash is right there. I had to pick that sucker up because my boy Scott Hall passed away recently. Rest in paradise, brother. But anyways, let's get back to the damn show because we need to get moving. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half so far, and I want to try to keep this at a 2-hour limit at the max, just to respect your time. And I also need to get that mentality in place because, like, I had a guy named Mooch on that you probably know, and bro can talk. We were on for like 3+ hours.
Oh, wow.
Just jawing and talking about everything that we could. He's an absolute blast, but I need to not do that because then that gives people that are thinking about coming to the show the wrong expectation. I'm not trying to keep you for 3, 4, 5 hours or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it at a pretty good pace, so not only do my guests feel good, but also the people that come view it don't feel like they're here for an eternity. So moving forward, I want to know what your goal is with content creating, or is there just no goal at all? Is it just literally for fun, or do you have some sort of plan in mind in the future?
Well, I don't know. Goal?
End goal.
This is, okay, content creating is a hobby for me. However, since I've entered the writing space, now that I write for Game On Australia, I feel like it has potential to become something that is a sustainable career. I don't know what that looks like in the future. I mean, in regards to my current skills and how I can combine them with gaming companies, perhaps Microsoft, that kind of thing. But I'm open to it, and I'm at this point, I'm just exploring and I'm getting to know people, and I'm just having a really good time. And I think my goal is to obviously just continue to do what I'm doing and try and do it better whenever I can.
Okay. So
Like I don't have like a follower. I don't have a follower or a sub goal or anything like that. There's no numbers out there that determine my worth, and I think that's an issue that a lot of people have.
Yeah, I mean that's fairly true, but I like what you just said about how because did you start content creating before you started writing?
Yes.
So obviously it helped propel you to something else that you like a little bit, maybe more, maybe the same, but it helped push you into something else that you also enjoy. So I mean, that's a thing that people kind of forget about, is like, hey, you could start off being a content creator and end up somewhere completely different.
Exactly right. So I think,
which is really dope.
Yeah, and most people just do this as a hobby. I know some people did it through COVID because they lost their job or they were at home or something like that, and that's cool. That's cool. But I think having something grounded in everyday life, in reality, is probably more conducive to goal setting in your real life.
Oh my God. Park, you said, if you have a link tree, it's confirmation that you have an OnlyFans. I do not have an OnlyFans, Park you.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say about that. That's fantastic though. I mean, I think it's pretty funny. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can make some more money. I don't know.
Try some thirsty TikToks, see how those go, and then that's your entry.
You know, I've never actually used TikTok before. I've been interested in trying it out maybe and seeing how it goes, but I just don't get it. I guess I don't get or understand how that works, because the only time I ever see people using TikTok is to do dances, and I'm not about that. I mean, but
people put their gameplay on there and things like that.
But isn't it like short videos, like really short?
Well, you can go up to 5 minutes now, I think.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
See, I thought everything was like 30 seconds or a minute.
Oh no, there's options. Yeah, it used to just go to a minute, but I think it's either 3 or 5. But I've never posted a video that long, because people put like videos of them cutting hair and doing makeup and things like that, and people are sick of like, you know, go to the next video because the video was too short. So I think that's where that need for more time on TikTok came from.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool to see. It's really that makes it more interesting for me. I might have to jump on that and check it out.
I don't know. Be careful.
I literally downloaded it after I had an interview with Saltiest Gaming, and I think he's like the only person I follow, and I think he's the only one that follows me on there.
Okay.
Something like that. So I totally have a lot of room to grow in that direction.
Oh, we all do. We all do.
Right? I don't think growth ever stops. You know?
I have this saying, and it's grow with the flow. Grow with the flow.
Man.
Grow your life.
That needs to be like a headline, or like just a main quote, like from DOOMCUTIE. Grow. What you said? You said what was it? Grow with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Grow. That's smooth. I like that. I'm stealing that from you. I'm gonna use it, but I'm gonna say it's from DOOMCUTIE. I'll definitely give you some credit.
It's all good. It's all good. It's just words.
Words
are free.
See, it is, but it's also always good to like pay homage to those that taught you, or those that, you know, gave you some sort of knowledge and stuff like that. And that's a little dope piece of knowledge that I want to take and move. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Thanks.
Grow with the flow, baby. Grow with the flow. All right. So gaming genre that you refuse to play is...
It's horrors. I don't refuse to play. Look, I never say never, okay? But I get scared, okay? Resident Evil, like Silent Hill, like I love seeing them, like seeing other people play them, that's fine. But I just can't. I'm too scared. I get too scared in the game, and I think it's because like I have like a really big imagination, because I like take things out and it like gets stored in my brain, and then I relive it later in my dreams or whatever, and I just can't.
Okay, so no scary crazy. So Callisto Protocol, you don't care about that game, like playing it.
Now, I've spoken to Risket about this, and he's like, "You're really not going to play Callisto Protocol?" And I said, it's just not. I have had a thought though. It would be quite entertaining for people to watch me play these games, especially the people who are diehard fans and are like, yeah, love that stuff.
They want to see you jump out of your seat.
Well, speaking of jumping out of your seat, you can get an app on your Apple Watch or whatever sort of device you have that monitors your heart rate, and you can have that as a thing on your stream, so people can actually watch your heart rate go up and down while you're playing.
God, my heart rate would be constantly up.
Yeah. So like, I think it measures it in beats per minute. So yeah, you can do it. It measures your beats per minute every 2 minutes, I think, or 5 minutes.
I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, that's my cholesterol. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I mean, look, that's from a content creator's point of view. I mean, that's a cool idea, but I'm still not sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that you could dive into, and I think it'd be pretty damn interesting and cool to see.
No, I remember watching videos of people playing like Amnesia, like even though that's a potato game, like it's so scary. And like Slender Man, no, not having it. Sorry,
not feeling it.
Just, no.
She said it's a no from me, dog.
No.
Okay, so that genre is not happening. Got it.
No, so, it's not the vibe.
It is not. It's not the vibe for you. But you haven't completely counted it out. You're just saying like that's like the last thing that you're looking forward to.
Yes. Yeah. It's not the first thing I pick up off the shelf.
Gotcha. All right. And then is there any games? I was going to say name 3, but I just want you just to go off the top of your head. So it can be 3, it could be 1, it could be 5, whatever. But like, what are some games or a game that you just fucking hate it? Just can't.
All right. I'm really exposing myself here, because for a lot of people, this game is Game of the Year.
Oh, Lord. Uh-oh. You're going to say Elden Ring.
Yep.
No. This stream is over. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
No.
Why?
I was lost 24/7. Yeah, they put a map there, sure, but we're not going to unlock it all. Okay, I respect that. That's cool. That's fine. But there was no objectives. There's not really like a log of things that you are required to do. They put a really powerful boss right at the spawning point where you're like got nothing. You're basically wearing a paper bag and you've got like a stick sword, and I can't kill anything with this. And
you're talking about the tree sentinel.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh look, a horse. Smack. No. And then I went into the scary caves with the scary little things that like, anyway, there's footage of that out there somewhere, but I felt lost and confused a lot of the time, and I'm not subjecting myself to that ever again.
Oh man, all right.
I play games to relax. I play games to, have fun. That was not a fun time for me. And I know Dark Souls games is a particular genre. It's a particular game style. I know that. But that was horrible. So yeah.
So DOOMCUTIE.
People are gonna hate me. Unfollow.
You can miss her with the scary stuff, and you can miss her with Souls games. She just doesn't care about them at all. That's fine.
Oh, and another. Okay, on the opposite side of that, the talking on Animal Crossing really bothers me. Like, it's the reason
you said
why
that with such a serious face.
that's the reason why I haven't put so many hours into that game. Like, the thought, I love collecting things, I love cute little things, that's fine, but that little no. Sorry.
Classic Nintendo. They've had that. I swear that is like a language that they've had in their games for years.
It prevents me from putting so much time into that game. So yeah, it's not that I hate that game, it's just part of the game that I don't like.
I appreciate you, Silent Cypher. He said he likes the new setup. It looks good. Thank you, because it took a long time to get all these damn consoles set up and onto this like system selector, and then putting the system selector into all these other transfer the system selector into an HDMI and then plug it into my freaking, what is it called, capture card, and then out of the capture card transfer it back to AV. Like, it was a pain in the ass. So I appreciate you saying that you like the new setup, man. I worked really hard on it. But so those are some games that you really don't enjoy. Now I'm going to ask you, just like within the last year, what would you say are some of the best games that you've played just within the last 12 months? And they don't have to come out in the last 12 months, just what you've played.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the Halo Infinite campaign. And I know a lot of people didn't, but I did.
I thought it was fantastic.
It took me a little while to get into it because I don't know, sometimes when I get stuck on something and I can't get past it, especially in shooting games, because they're not a game that I'm particularly strong at. I will take a break and then I'll come back to it. So that did happen with that. So that's why I didn't finish it like straight away. And then more recently, I played the co-op in the beta.
That was freaking amazing. Like when that drops, when that drops, so everybody can try it out. It's gonna be banging for a little while longer until Forge just needs to get here. Let's be real.
Yeah, Forge
just needs to get here. But that co-op it gives you a whole new experience to that same exact game. Being able to double team a boss compared to you constantly kind of running in circles is really cool, because you get to take, you get to take some of all that, they're all looking at you. Now they're looking at two of you and they don't know which one to attack.
Yeah.
So you're just constantly fucking them up with your team. It's dope.
No, I wrote about that in my article on Game On Australia, so if you're interested in hearing more about my thoughts on that, it's on there. Other games, Forza Horizon 5.
Yes.
Love that. I can play that game all day. So that's been a standout this year for me. Also, the latest Hot Wheels DLC, very fun. Bit different to the Mexico experience, but still fun.
I love that. I didn't get to experience the last Hot Wheels DLC that was on Horizon 3.
Yeah.
So being able to hop into this one and hearing about some of the new stuff that they've added compared to the last one, because they said the last one, like, you couldn't really like sometimes you'd like fall off the course or have a hard time fast traveling and stuff like that. So I thought it was really cool that they implemented the magnetic tracks within there.
I love that.
And it is so cool, some of the twists and turns and stuff like that you do on that magnetic track, and you're going 250 miles an hour on a magnetic track. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, no, so many good things there.
Absolutely.
And I played Dusk Falls.
Okay.
I liked it.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It's not a game that I when I saw it on the showcase, it's not a game that I was like, oh my god, super excited for. But when I played it, actually quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I only really played that game because a lot of people were saying how good the story was. I wasn't really that interested. I'm not really into games like that, right?
Yeah.
But like as soon as like it took all the way up until like once I got done with the first whole chapter, I was like invested. I was just like, I'm here now. Like this is
you feel
wow.
so like you're influencing the story so like, and it actually changes the character and their reactions and the meaning for the game in the future.
Yeah.
So,
what I'm sorry, what was that? What was the last thing you said?
It changes the characters and the actions that they have in the future.
Oh, right. Yeah,
the choices that you can make in the future. So at the end of the chapter, when you saw all the choices go through, if you pick this thing, you could only go here and here. But if you pick this, you could go other places. So
yeah, it does give you that sense of feeling like you missed out a little bit sometimes when you make the wrong choice. Yeah, I know. Damn it! I thought that was gonna be like a one playthrough game, and I'm sitting here like like my. I'm on like different playthroughs with different people, and each story is like different a little bit, and it's just crazy how that happens.
You can actually play. So let's say you streamed As Dusk Falls, you can actually have the people in the chat actually influence the choices or in the game, because there's actually a mobile app. So it's quite cool.
That is pretty dope. I'd like to try that out. I don't know. I'm not really on Twitch that much, so I feel like I might have like two people making all the choices with me and whatnot, or something like that.
Can I tell you, 2 active chatters or people who are actually watching you or cheering you on or whatever is better than having 10 people who aren't talking.
That's a fact.
And I spent months and months at 3 viewers. So on average,
that's good to hear.
And my average isn't high. Subs aren't high. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. You know, it doesn't stop me.
Yep, that's that consistency thing that we were talking about earlier. You just got to keep going. Yeah. Just got to shut the fuck up and just do it. All right, so what is like your favorite studio, and what game best represents that studio?
See, now this is a part of my brain that doesn't have a lot of information in it.
Okay.
Because I don't know the names of studios. But I will say that I have seen Playground Games being so vocal about themselves hiring women. And I saw they had like, they must have been at some sort of like career convention or something like that, and they only had women there handing out those pamphlets, and I was like, you know what, that's amazing. So yeah, and from them obviously Forza Horizon.
I mean, come on, I get that.
Obviously.
Yeah, right. I mean, they are working on the new Fable, so I'm interested to see how that turns out.
That will be exciting. Although when I was looking at the Hot Wheels DLC, if you park your car next to the crowd that's in that main section, the character models there are very robotic.
They're terrible.
So I'm interested to see, you know, they can do cars amazing, but let's see how they go. But I mean, they're taking a lot of time, so hopefully I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah, in fact, they've like hired people that were on Lionhead previously and whatnot that worked on the previous Fables and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm sure those people that previously worked on Fable aren't going to allow those kind of character types to pass. They're going to be like, no, you can't do that.
Nah.
All right, well, simple answer. Quick question, simple answer. I like it. If you were to bring, or actually, I haven't asked you this yet, what would be your most exciting game that's coming out?
Hogwarts Legacy. whenever that's dropping. What the hell is
more than God of War. More than God of War.
More than God of War. Yep. You know how they had, was it 350 Australian dollars? I'm not sure how much that is American, but that's how much the very super duper special edition is. I would easily drop that multiple times on this game. Like, I don't care what I need to, do to get the best collector's edition of this game, but it will be happening and I will own it. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what that game's all about. I'm not really you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm not really the biggest Harry Potter fan.
It's okay. It's alright.
And it's not because I don't like Harry Potter. It's just it's not that I don't like Harry Potter. I just don't know any of the lore about it. I didn't read any of the books. Like, when people were hyping it up in school, that wasn't really my style of book of choice to read. I was more into, like I've always been big into like documentaries and stuff like that, and like autobiographies and stuff like that. I just never really got into the fantasy world.
Yeah. I know. I love fantasy.
I mean, I see. All right, so that was a simple answer. You said it was bigger than God of War in your opinion. You're really excited.
God of War's going to be good. God of War's going to be good, but the amount of hours that I'm going to put into God of War compared to how many I'll be putting in the Hogwarts game, like chalk and cheese. Like,
fair enough. So,
I don't know if you know that thing.
No, I don't. I don't know.
Chalk and cheese.
I don't know what the hell that means, but I'm assuming it means it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what it means.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the time when you were younger. And I want you to take 2 games from when you were young and bring them to now in today's standards for like a AAA game. What would be the 2 games that you grabbed off the shelf?
It's already been done. Well, I don't know if they're AAA. They're probably AA games. But there was a game that I played as a young child I think it's called Stunts. It's a PC game. But you can already create your own tracks in Forza and other racing games. So I feel like it's already been done. Like, I always imagined like being able to control your world, create your world, and edit your world. I mean, that for me, that was one of the best things or the most memorable things that I did as a young gamer, I suppose. Although you know what? There's another game that I really
excited.
loved.
Let's go.
No, it was actually oh god, I forget the name. I think it's called like Time Busters or something.
Time Splitters?
No. It had Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil. It was on PS1, I think.
Ooh, I it's on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't.
I think a real, like, obviously we have multiverses, but that's only fighting. Like, I feel like a really good, like, possibly multiplayer, open world adventure type game with Bugs Bunny, Tasmanian Devil, all that. I could get down with that. I think that would be fun.
So yeah,
I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but
no, that's fine, because like, I mean, though they had a lot of games like that in the past, especially for the Sega Genesis and stuff like that. They had like a lot of like Looney Tunes and like Acme type games. So
Time Busters. Yep, Time Busters.
Gotcha. So you want to see that AAA now?
I don't know if we'll make a AAA, but it'd be
a
cool.
WB game. It'd be a WB game, so it'd be up there.
Yeah. I think an adventure WB game with Bugs Bunny and those characters would be fun. Not too serious, a bit fun. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're getting towards the end of the show. We got about 5 minutes left. I want to go on ahead and ask you 2 questions. I'm going to shove them into one question. What frustrates you about gaming as a whole? So not as a female or anything like that, but as a whole. And then also, what would be your dream come true into gaming? So go on ahead and answer those 2.
Okay. What frustrates me the most is that people think that one console is better than the other. Because yeah, and that's like their whole like reason for playing on it. It's like they're so like stuck. Whereas I think there's positives to playing either. So that's frustrating. I found it really frustrating that people bought consoles when they first came out and then resold them at an extremely high price. So that kind of I forget what it's called. Same with like, you know, for example, the new God of War special editions. They're up on eBay for, you know, double, sometimes triple the price. And I don't think that's okay. And that frustrates me a lot.
Scalpers.
Yeah. I do not like that. And what was the other part of the question?
Dream come true.
Oh, dream come true. I don't know. In regards to gaming, I don't know.
This could be anything. So this could be personal. This could be like, you know, I wish everybody would kumbaya, or I mean, like,
yeah. I mean, we all want you know, peace on earth. But it's not going to happen. We're humans, and that's fine. And you know, peace is yeah, no. I mean, I hope one day that I can combine my passions for gaming into my professional life and make it something sustainable for myself and my family.
100%.
So that would be a dream come true.
All right. And then I think the last question I'm going to ask you before I have you do what I ask everybody to do at the very end of the show is, do you have any questions for me at all? As not that long ago, I've been asked like why I got into content creating, what my end goal is. Do you happen to have any questions for yourself that you'd like to ask me before we get out of here?
Why? I don't know. Why?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Some reason my headset and my mic cut off. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, I asked you like, why did you ask me to come on here? Surely no one's asked you that.
Oh man, no one has asked me that question.
Oh, what? I thought it would be a common question.
No, so I asked you to come on here just because, I mean, I wanted to know more about you. I want to know more about the people that I'm like seeing on YouTube's, people that I check out you know, I mean, I check out all this, like, you know, I check out some PlayStation, but a lot more like Xbox, like content and whatnot. And I'm always curious, like, who they really are. How would, you know, they talk to me in person, or like, do like, you know, you always kind of want to know like what's going on behind the curtains and somewhere. And whether you're like a large content creator starting out, not even a content creator, I like to just know like what's behind the curtains on that person. Like even on people that are like, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I'm a little nosy. Yeah, absolutely. But like I've even had like some people that are considered like fanboys and stuff like that on this show. And it's just like, I want to know like what you're like like to other people that like you don't know or you've never met and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to just type in a couple things on Twitter and say something. It's easy to do your podcast with the same crew every single week, and you know everybody knows you for this. But what actually will happen when you're on a podcast with somebody that you don't know? They don't know you other than name, and that's it. And like, let's see what this person's really about, what, you know, where they came from, and, you know, just, I mean, all in all, what they're about. Because, I mean, awesome. I like to share that kind of stuff with people, and I feel like I enjoy putting myself out there for people to see. So, like, why not share that space with somebody else and give somebody a fresh take instead of just it always being myself and my opinions? Like, let me reach out and get somebody that I have no idea what their opinion's gonna be and see if we agree, see if we disagree, see if we can come to a common understanding and just keep it moving from there. Maybe we can, you know, make another show or you know, have a different episode on a different podcast together and stuff like that. And you know, it's kind of cool. I mean, to me, meeting people is the main reason why I do podcasting. I've always been big into meeting people. My mom told me back when I was a little runt, she told me that I used to like just go around at like when I was at the mall. When I was a little kid, like didn't know any better, I'd be at the mall like, hi friend, to just people I don't know, people I've never seen before and stuff like that. So I guess I haven't changed that much. It's just who I am. I just like meeting people.
That was going to lead into my next question. Like, why did you start this series? And obviously you just like to see but you like to see people in different spaces, and that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I prefer like Xbox and that ecosystem and whatnot, right? But like, I don't hold on to like, this is like the holy grail and nobody else understands why this is so great. I don't care about any of that stuff. Because I mean, originally I was around before Xbox was even like a thing. So like my primary console back in the day, if you would have asked me, would have been a Sega. I mean, things change throughout life, and I like to know like what molded you to be who you are. As you said earlier, you started out with the PlayStation 2. Now you're into Xbox. Things change, you know, and I want to see how those things affected other people.
I grew with the flow. I grew with the flow.
Yeah, grow with the flow. There it is again. There it again. And somehow you managed to surprise me with that quote again, but you did. All right. So very last thing I'm gonna have you do before I hit this off button, because we're at 2 hours and 2 minutes. I want you to describe gaming as a whole to me in just 3 words.
Wonderful, wacky adventure.
Wonderful, wacky adventure. You put it together nice and smooth so it all ran together. I like it when people do that. It sounds so much smoother than fun, exciting, awesome, or something like that.
Look, there is a brain in here, I promise.
Well, some people, you know, it hits them on the spot and they're just like, I don't know, fun, cool, exciting, or something like that. And, you know, it is what it is. I mean, half the time I send people the questions, they read the first couple of questions and they're like, oh, I can answer all this stuff on the show. So I always appreciate when somebody has like something that sounds pretty interesting to say at the very end. But anyways, DOOMCUTIE, I appreciate you for stopping through, although it was later than we anticipated. You still made it out here. You showed out, talked about yourself, got to know me in the process of it. It was really a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's been a great time.
And keep me in mind as a resource for later if you ever need anything, if you want to be on another one of my shows, I have a couple other ones that I do as well. I mean, I can ask you about that sometime in the future. But if you ever want me to be on one of your shows or stream a game with you that you want to play or something like that, like remember, I'm always around. I'm definitely always down to collaborate. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about gaming is collaboration, co-op.
Yep. Cooperation.
Absolutely. So thank you, DOOMCUTIE, and thank you everybody that checked out the stream today. Make sure you hit that like button, share this stuff out if you enjoyed the show and you want others to enjoy it as well, and hit that subscribe button if you want to come back and see more Behind Them Sticks shows, or even bullsitting with me, Loke and Cozy Beluga. We do our show every Friday as a group, but I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday to do Behind Them Sticks with all sorts of people throughout the world of gaming. I appreciate every single person that checked this out today, and just remember one thing: keep it gaming or keep it moving. See you later, y'all. Welcome to the Behind Them Sticks podcast, brought to you by TSWS Gaming.
Come and talk to me, Lennard Ray. Come on. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have a conversation. No, I'm not your type of baby. Listen, I'm just saying we can rule the world, just me and you. If you quit playing, won't you take a chance with me and have that conversation? I just wanna have that conversation with you. Come and talk to me. I just wanna have that conversation with you. Look, see we vibing and you know it's true. Baby, what it do? Do for me and I'ma do for you. No doubt about it, Boosie. I'm a Midwest king, looking for myself a queen. Ready to chase a dream with a dope self-esteem. You find it in all I know, and that's for real. You get to shaking that ass on the floor, and I see what's real. No disrespect, I just tell it like it is. Do you ever want some kids? What your ultimate goals? Maybe I can help with those. The Mo was broke when he made you a blessing. You looking like a whole buffet, and I need some seconds. You say you had promiscuous ways, that was back in the day. I'll be alive, I say I did it. That shit was a phase. So baby, take this journey with me. You can pick the time and place, this nigga isn't picky. Smile on your face, I know the deal. Sign and deliver after seal. I can see it in her eyes, this one right here for real.